What is the reason behind not making kiddush between 6 and 7 p.m.?
The concept has many different places in the source. We have it, the Alter Rebbe brings it in Halacha. It comes from the Magen Avraham, it comes also from the Arizal, or originally from the Arizal. The concept is the following. Let's look first at what it is. We know that there's mazalis, there's constellations of stars in the sky, that all the hashpah, all of the flow in the world comes through them. That means Hashem gives the hashpah in the world through the mazalis. The beginning of Shabbos, in the hour between 6 and 7, is the time of the Mazal Maidim, which is the Mazal, I guess it would have to do with Mars, which is red. Red is a sign of blood, and it has to do with the Samach Mem, with the Yetzer Hara, with bad. And therefore we don't want to give it power by making kiddush, which generally is connected with red wine. Now the fact that many people ask, what do you mean Jews are not under the issue of mazalis? We don't have to worry about mazalis. Which is true, we don't have to worry about mazalis, but nevertheless, that all has to do with the fact that we do what Hashem wants, we do what the Torah tells us. And therefore, certain things in our avodah and the way we serve Hashem are done in a way that are connected with specifically taking away from a bad influence from the mazalis. Now, the time that we don't do it is between 6 and 7, which would mean if it's daylight saving time, then 6 and 7 change. And it's really a minhag, it's a custom, because even when the Alter Rebbe writes it in Shulchan Aruch, he says some people have the custom. We do have the custom in Chabad. And therefore, with the custom that we do is the way the custom is, meaning it's between 6 and 7. We don't have to start calculating when's the real 6th hour after midday, which technically we would have to, because we follow the custom, and the custom is that you don't have to calculate it. In things like this, one doesn't start calculating things differently, one just follows what the custom is, because that's the way it is. There are those who don't have the custom, and the reason they don't have the custom is because Shema mitzvah lo yeda davar ra. Someone who keeps a mitzvah doesn't know of any bad, and since you're doing the mitzvah of kiddush, therefore nothing bad will happen to you. Nevertheless, it is our custom, yes, to do it. And there's two ways. Either you can make kiddush beforehand, which from the Arizal it implies that that's the better thing, to make kiddush before 6. By Chassidim, the general idea, the general way in Lubavitch was to daven Ma'ariv late on Friday night. And the reason for that is to prepare ourselves for Shabbos and for the Ma'ariv of Shabbos, which is a very special Ma'ariv. So Kabbalah's Shabbos, you want to learn some Chassidus before, you want to sing some Nigunim before, you want to get ready to actually receive Shabbos properly. And therefore, usually the custom in Lubavitch was to do it after 7, to make the Kiddush after 7. However, if someone makes it before 6, that's also fine. And generally we do keep it because that's our custom. There are those who say that red wine, white wine is all right, but there's not really any source. It doesn't seem to be any source that for the fact that white wine or challah is fine. It's the same, whatever type of wine you're using, because essentially Kiddush has to do with red wine, and therefore we don't make Kiddush at that time. So just to sum it up, we do it because that's our custom. Those who don't have the custom don't, but that's our custom to, yes, be careful about it. You can either make Kiddush before 6. Generally in Chabad, we'll learn Chassidus before Kabbalah Shabbos, and therefore we'll make it after 7. And it doesn't make a difference what type of wine and in which place, and it's between exactly 6 and 7, other than when there's daylight saving times.